Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of Talkin Ranbu.
Touken
Ranbu! Really awkward gap where I expect you guys to be like, yeah, Talkin Ranbu's the best podcast, and then there's just this silence where I'm like, I'm excited.
Wait, we're not technically here yet. We need to be introduced.
I did the voice of the new sword that I'm going to voice act. Clearly.
So as always, I am joined by, as always, Alan wasn't here last time, but is here again now, so it's fine.
That's me.
Are you excited about the anime, Alan?
Not really.
There you go, everyone's questions have been answered. And in addition to that, I'm also joined by our guest for this episode, Mr. Crows.
Shocker. Oh, my name's changed, that's right. It's still weird, but yeah.
Yep.
Hello, I'm Cam.
I wouldn't have remembered that. Though, to be honest, I would have just said Cam.
Yeah, so that's what
I usually say Mr. Tensei Twister, and that's where I was going with it. But I couldn't say that, because it's not relevant.
But now I'm a bird, so it's fine.
Yeah, boy.
I'm a bird.
You're not just one burb. You're more than one burb.
I am at least two.
You are at least two burbs.
And that's incredible.
Bub.
Anyway, I'm not a...
Would one and a half?
Yeah, could be.
So would one and a half count as plural?
I don't know. I may be more than one bird, but what I'm not is a sword. We should talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just start us off with some figure news, because there's been some interesting stuff that I didn't find out about one of them until Emily told me, so I figured it was worth mentioning.
Good one.
That was an accidental pun, I promise.
It was unintentional.
So, the Yamato no Kami scale went up for pre-order.
Ooh.
I ordered the shit out of that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
He looks really, really nice. And the reason that I decided to get him was because I figured, if the anime ends up being popular, Yamato no Kami, probably going to be one of the more popular characters, so I might as well get him while he's affordable.
That's some logic, that is.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't come out until November either, which is quite nice. So.
Hopefully by November, the yen will be crap again.
I know, the yen's really good right now, and it's terrible.
Like, yesterday I was like, yeah, I'll buy this. I was like, no, I won't. Bloody hell. I thought 3,500 yen was cheap.
Yeah, I've got some pre-orders coming up at the end of the month, and I'm just like, oh, the end of the month is now.
Well, at least it didn't happen when you were saving up for Guts.
That is very true. It had just started to happen, so I feel like I dodged a bullet there.
It's a good job they brought the release date forward by 2 months.
Oh God, can you imagine if I was trying to pay for him last month? I would have been screwed.
That would not have been a fun time. And in other news, figure news, the Hasebe Nendoroid has a prototype, and as of recording, he will be going up for sale tomorrow.
He's looking good.
He's looking very, very swish. He's got the most adorable, bowing pose, Yes Master. The Yes Master pose. It's amazing. I can't wait. I don't even like Hasebe that much, and I think it's amazing, so...
When's he coming out?
That's a good question.
Probably answer it then.
Give me a minute.
Sorry.
I will give you the hottest possible minute.
Straight at the microwave.
September?
Nah, that's not the right answer. He's obviously coming out a month earlier than that because he's the fastest Uchigatana.
Oh.
He doesn't have a price yet though, so I am a bit concerned that maybe he isn't going up for pre-order tomorrow. I'm just assuming and going off of patterns that they've done in the past with their Nendoroids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then the other one that I wanted to bring up was the Cheerful Japan Munachika.
What?
There is a Nendoroid up for sale right now, exclusively through Good Smile Company, with 1,000 yen of the price going towards the Kumamoto Earthquake Relief Fund. And he comes with some fans, he comes with a smiley face, he comes with a flag. It's 4,200 yen plus the 2,000 shipping. So...
Is it cash or is it normal?
It's normal.
So normal plus bits.
Normal plus bits.
Okay,
with
like they
some
did
money
with the
going to
Mikus.
charity.
Alright.
Yeah. So whether or not it's worth it to you is at your own discretion, but be advised that they are charging for them as soon as you order. So if you don't have money, don't think you can pay for them later.
Did you buy one,
you
Ebby?
Can't. No, because I haven't been paid yet, but I'm going to be thinking about it until I get paid.
You're going to be thinking about it.
Yeah, because I want it for the extra parts, but like 6,200 yen plus some customs, I don't know if it's worth it. So... But I feel like I have to get it because I collect the Nendoroids.
Yeah, but you've already got a GG in that outfit. In fact, you've got 2, in fact.
I'm gonna link you quickly to what it is.
Alright.
And I think you'll still be like, yeah, you have that Nendoroid. Why do you care?
The only way I could justify it is if you purchasing this one means that you sell one of your other ones. Which I assume is what you do, because if you own 2 of it already...
I might do, because with the code coming out anyway, the only reason that I have 2 of them is because I wanted one in one pose with one faceplate and one in another pose with another faceplate, but I can...
Oh my god, he's got the flag that he goes around the map with. Ebby, you're buying this.
Is that for real?
That's a legit accessory, man. That's like cool, because he's the flag bearer of the squad, isn't he? He's the team leader. You basically, Ebby, if you get 6 Nendoroids, right, you have one of them hold that designated team leader sign.
Oh, I already have 5.
It's perf.
Oh.
Have 2 GGs. There we go.
Right, I get paid on Thursday. I'll buy him then.
You can carry. You can carry the
sell,
spirit.
Sell one of the other ones.
Do you remember?
That's what you do. Sell one of the other ones preemptively.
This just
I'm
reminds
going to
me
be
of.
selling a bunch of stuff at a bring and buy, so that's fine.
Do you remember when we were first talking about Touken Ranbu, we didn't really understand how it worked, and my grand plan was to have 6 Dortanukis in my team.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You just have 2 Minachikas. It's fine.
Yeah. I could have 3. Because I'll have the casual wear code eventually.
Munathrika. Welcome to the
indeed.
Pun Podcast. I'm your host, Cam.
I think that's all the figure news, but I did want to make a point to mention the cheerful GG.
Why don't you putting a link to the website thing in the description, because there's only one place to buy it, so you might as well.
Yeah, I'll put one for the overseas Good Smile shop. You can order him until... It says on one place you can order him until the 18th of May. It says in another place you can order him until the 25th, so...
He's so happy. Look at his face.
Do you actually maybe approve of this Nendoroid?
I don't want it, but it is cute, and he's got a flag.
So you can see why I want it, then?
Yeah. It comes with a legit accessory.
And
like,
fans
the fans are completely pointless, but the flag is a legit accessory.
You say that, but then, you know, in the anime, they could have Good Smile fans.
They could, but that would be dumb.
Anyway, shall we move on?
Yes.
This coolant we purchased is sponsored by Good Smile Company.
Man, it's always
good
good smile when you're around.
Oh.
So, Alan, do you want to take over and just talk about some updates that happened while we weren't talking about them? Because there's been a few.
Okay. Do you have a list of them? Or am I just
No.
free? Okay, I'm free-forming this. Okay, cool.
Start with Juzumari.
I'm just trying to think what constitutes an update. Our last event isn't the current one, doesn't count, right? We're going before that. Everything
Right.
pre-Underground Treasure Chest 3.
Yes. 'Cause
Okay.
we'll talk about that event, and we'll probably talk about Juzumaru
All right.
at some point.
I think the first thing that happened was the whole Kebishi changeover, which was cool.
Oh, yeah.
So Urashima and Nagasone got removed from the Kebs. This is ages ago, but we haven't recorded one of these in a while. About the game itself, anyway. Which was very interesting because, I mean, I think for the longest time, I was doing all these things with Kebishis, and I'm like, wait, I've got Urashima number 20. It'd be nice if they do something different with this, add a new sword or whatever. And so they just completely changed it over. So now Urashima and Nagasone are exclusively smithable for the time being, unless they do something else with them, which is nifty. That there are some swords that became smithable permanently that weren't initially smithable. So for all the people who are like, I want new smithables in the game, which is most people, I think, got some new swords to smith if they didn't have them already, and then they were replaced with the regiment battle bros, Higgles and Hizzles.
Higgles and Hizzles.
I did wonder what they were going to do with them, and then this happened, and it was like, oh, obviously that makes a lot of sense.
It's cool as well because they're the only two swords of their type. So obviously with the multiple Toku stages at this point, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it's cool that some event exclusive swords got implemented into the game in a different fashion.
Yeah.
Because in the past all we've had is like, so every time there's an underground treasure chest, the other treasured Tantos are just like drops from the boss node, or it's smithable for a bit or something like that. But this is like I think the first time we've had a permanent edition of an event only sword. That's just like you can do this at all times.
Or did it just happen while the underground treasure chest 3 was happening?
Did what happen again?
Hakata's smithable now?
No, that wasn't permanent.
That wasn't permanent.
Was it not?
No.
Okay.
It's
No.
he's been made smithable a few times though.
And I still haven't got him. I still haven't got him. So annoying.
But he's the Japanese businessman.
I know, and apparently he wants me to invest loads of money before he finds his way into my sword list.
Yep.
I even bought a bloody Fujiyama to try and get him and didn't get him.
Crikey.
So I got
That's
Juzumaru using the same tactic and didn't get
Hakata confirmed
didn't get
error.
Hakata. So apparently he is. But then again, we did establish that I am backwards man, so maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Apparently with me, drops work in reverse order. The rarer a sword is, the more common it is for me.
Yep.
But it works in reverse.
And
so
speaking of old Juzels, old Juzels is, I think, next on the agenda to discuss.
I don't want to talk about him.
And our
Ebby's the salt
conspiracy
mine.
theory.
Yeah, and how we kind of got all of our predictions wrong as to how they were going to do it. Because, I mean, as soon as he wasn't made, wasn't available as a reward after we didn't reach 1.5 million, and they were like, yeah, it'll be available in May. And we're like, okay, cool, it's going to be probably like a guaranteed reward event or whatever.
Lol.
And then they did this random smithy thing. For where, how long was he smithable for? Like 2 weeks or something?
100 hours. It was 100 hours.
100 hours.
So
it was a little bit.
Yeah, just under a week, I think.
Oh, and
didn't mean to open that.
I think we all had a couple of Fujiyama kicking about from the last event, which is the same name as the current one, which I've forgotten the name of because I'm a bell end.
War training.
War training,
expansion.
yeah. From the last war training event, which was like a couple of months ago, which is insane. We've got another one this
I think it actually
quickly.
happened while we've been doing this podcast. So
Yeah, it's been 2 months, which is quite crazy. But yeah, I mean, we had some Fujiyamas kicking about from that. I think we all used those and failed to get him, and then both me and Cam bit the bullet and paid to win and got him after purchasing a couple more.
Well, what happened with me?
I've got
was...
to say,
oh, go on.
it was a 10-hour smith time. That's fucking
Yeah.
pro. I saw that and I was like, dude, this guy's important.
With me, it was I had 3 left over from the previous war training event. Used all them, didn't get him. Tried to smith him for ages using the 4100s. Still didn't get him. And then I just went sod it and bought that special pack they released at the same time, which was like a load of every resource. You got a Fujiyama, you got like 2 help tokens, and like a load of cool stuff.
Yeah, it was a really cool pack.
Yeah, and that Fujiyama I got him. So it's I'm calling conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, I did see reports of people getting him without Emma,
Yeah.
but it wasn't very many.
It was definitely very much like I couldn't help but get the impression that if you wanted a decent chance of getting him, you had to spend some money. Which, in a way, I think is kind of fair enough. So
I didn't get him because
you weren't happy about that, were
for a sword that I didn't. No, I was smithing for a sword that I don't even want. I just need him to eventually get all of them. I don't even like him. I don't want him, but I'd wasted all of my fucking request tokens trying to get him, so I had 4 request tokens.
And the thing is we didn't get any notice for it either, really. from what I remember. It just sort of was sprung on us.
It literally just happened.
Yeah, because, I mean, when Nihongo and Akashi, and I think Arashima and Nagasone were during this point as well, they had a little bit where they were like, okay, these guys are going to be smithable from this date. And so people were like, okay, let's get our tokens, let's get our everything, so we're ready for it.
Best example of that is the recent event, like the spring campaign that they've been doing. They announced the experience increase, and they announced Nihongo and Akashi, their drop rates increasing at the same time, but Nihongo and Akashi, their drop rates didn't increase until 2 weeks after. So that gave you 2 weeks to rack up as many resources as you could to get ready for it.
Yeah. And so I guess like it makes Juzumaru more special that they did this. And one thing I do definitely appreciate is that nobody was running out of resources. And you didn't even need help tokens particularly, because everything that wasn't Juzumaru that you were smithing was a Tanto or a Wakizashi. So you could just wait. Because, I mean, the 100 all recommended recipe to get him meant that, like, it wasn't a case of, like, when Nihongo was smithable and it was the standard Yari recipe and I was just running out of resources trying to get him before I ran out of anything else.
I ran out. I ran out. That was how long I spent trying to smith in.
But I basically, like, I had 2 Fujiemas there, I used those immediately, and I was like, and then I tried a couple and I was like, I haven't bought that reduced pack that's got 2 Emmas in it, I'll just get that. It wasn't much, and I was like, hey, there he is. I was like, cool, I paid money, but he's mine. And
I refused to pay money because I'd rather spend it on
figures.
Oh, that reminds me, there was another figure thing that happened.
Yeah?
You know the noodle topper figures that they were doing?
Yes.
They released one of Cashew, and they had one of Okurikara and one of Hasabe that was supposed to come out. I got an email from Big in Japan the other day saying, we've got to cancel your order because the figures have been cancelled, so you'll have to pay for them, don't worry. I was like, that's never happened before.
That is a bit crazy.
So yeah, they never even had prototypes, but the noodle stopper figures...
I assume there was a licensing issue. Because that's happened before with Touken Ranbu stuff, hasn't it?
It happened when they were going to release the old Emmas. They were going to release plaques that were the old wooden ones, and then the game art changed to the paper ones.
Yeah.
And they cancelled them. So
I forgot that they used to be wood.
Yeah, I think it was some sort of art thing that couldn't be resolved. So
it's like, imagine if the Munachika specially one didn't come with a flag, it came with the horse that isn't in the game anymore. that you go around the map with.
Yeah, and that poor horse.
Yeah.
Someone asked on the, what was it, how to play the other day, how have you got a horse going around your map?
I was like, those are the days, man. Oh, I should watch that again and just be like, man, look how different it is.
You mean you don't watch it all the time?
I mean,
I watched it recently, and it's surprising how much has changed, and you don't notice.
Yeah, because it's very gradual, all the changes that have happened.
Yeah, well, you got to think as well. Like, we've all just had our first year Sanoa anniversaries as well. So
yeah,
we've been playing this game for a year.
That's newsworthy. Cause my Sanoa anniversary is actually today.
So yours is on the 26th.
26th.
Mine was on the 24th.
And mine was on the 15th.
There we go.
And Emily's was like
and I made a tweet that was like 1 year of Taro Bay, and it sparked off controversy in the
no, he is not Taro Bay, he is Taro Tachi.
I think it was the Thai Touken Ranbu community. They were not happy with that because they thought I was calling Taro Tachi stupid.
that Thai community, man, they'll rip your throat right out.
It's got a really big Thai community, to be fair. I think it's got a bigger Thai community than
with their auto-translated Taiwanese.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a big Thai community, just people who wear big ties. It's like we wear big ties, but we also play a lot of Torabu.
So yeah, congratulations on your first year of being a Sanoa. Hope you've managed to stop the historical revisionists.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the other bit of news that's worth discussing is the old the spring campaign thing that happened, wherein Akashi and Nihongo's drop rates were increased that we discussed a little bit already.
Yeah, it was really helpful for me, who's still on World 6-1. I'm smiling bitterly.
And Cam succeeded.
I did it, man. To be fair, I've been grinding for him anyway. So it was kind of like nothing changed for me. I was just still going into 6-4. It just made it a bit more likely. I will say as well, as much as I kind of hate to say it, since I got him, he has become my favourite sword. Like my number one. Nihongo is my number one.
Of course. He is
Arashima
retardedly
has been
powerful.
dethroned. It's not just that he's powerful, it's just that he's amazing. Like, the way he talks and all the stuff that he says. And the best part is, when he attacks, he just laughs cockily. He's just like, ha 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 ha. And that just makes me laugh. He's a big troll.
Yeah, I have been attacked by him in PvP before.
Yeah, it's great.
That's the closest I've come to Nihongo.
Now I'm training him and the other two, like Ogatine and forgetting everyone's names all of a sudden. Tombogiri, training them all up now as well, so I can have a 3 spears team.
Yeah.
Can have that recollection where they're all just like,
Let's get pissed.
I'm gonna make it a reality. 3 spears and Hatarumaru. Let's do it.
And I unfortunately didn't get Nihongo, partially because I spent the first week that his drop rate was increased not playing Torabu at all.
It's because he was playing Final Fantasy, he was too busy.
Yeah, man. I was getting my platty in preparation. But yeah, I mean, my journey of getting Nihongo, like, it hasn't been a particularly fruitful one, because I have 99 15 swords. No, not 15. 11 swords, sorry, in my hunt for Nihongo. Currently on the third team that I will be, if I don't get Nihongo on a random off chance during the current event, this third team will probably be 99 quite quickly after. I'll get him one day, and I'm just quite sad that when I get him, I'll probably have to wait a while to use him, because I mean I will have gotten every sword at that point pretty much, and I would like, I don't know, just like leveling for the sake of leveling, not leveling whilst grinding isn't really, it doesn't seem like a good use of time in the game. So as much as I would like to use him when the next daytime world appears, hopefully I'll have him before then, but we'll see if I have a chance to actually get him a high enough level before that happens, when I get him.
So alright, they seem to be doing more events than anything else anyway, so...
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, I think like Torabo's already got more worlds than Kantai does.
I think Kantai's capped is it's at its worlds now. I don't think it's getting any more worlds.
Yeah.
I seem to think. I don't know why I think that. I could be horribly wrong. Sorry if I am.
Maybe John said it at some point.
I just remember seeing a news article about people lining up to like test the final world for Kantai. I was like, I don't know what that means. But speaking of events,
Yeah, why?
there've been 2 events,
Including the current one.
including the current one. Yeah, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Underground Treasure Chest happened again.
Everyone's favourite.
Everyone's favourite Underground Treasure Chest.
made me
You know what? I didn't mind
sad.
it this time because I could do it on my phone. So I went to my grandma's and they were like talking about stuff that I didn't care about, so I just had Touken Ranbu on. Just like clicking the screen and hoping that they didn't notice that.
Well,
I
I mean,
attention.
if you're only doing the first 50 floors, then it's never been a problem, because the first 50 floors are like, you're basically punching
It's just
babies
the
in
amount
the
of fucking
face.
time they take. It's like not even
Yeah.
the like fights themselves. It's the going between things and the rolling the dice and stuff. That stuff takes so.
Yeah.
So with me,
It's just that you don't have to... Saying it's just you don't have to faff on the first 50 floors. You don't have to faff about with like constantly repairing everything and railing through your help tokens.
yeah, like with me, it was great. It was great for me because I just got a Nihongo, so my party was literally level 1 Munachika, level 1 Juzumaru, level 1 Nihongo, level 1... Well, they weren't level 1, but Hegekiri and Hizumaru were both, like, level 6 and 8 or something, because I got their, like, awakened forms. So it was those 5, and then, like, randomly... I think it was Okutine or someone, and I was just like, yep. And then by the time I got to 50, they were all about level 30. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
I used the opportunity to do some World 6 training, and I now have a level 40 Sayo, which I feel like is going to be kind of useful.
Yeah, so Sayo is gar as hell.
Yeah, man.
It's just the problem is, whenever I'm using him now in this new event, it's just like, oh, you're going to hoover up all the experience. Thank you. That's just what I wanted.
That's what Nihongo does for me now.
And
he jumps in, goes, and then takes all the experience.
And the sword drop from World 50 was...
World 50?
World 50,
World
man.
50, floor 50. Fucking hell. Sorry,
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I was having a bit of a moment. I've been secretly playing a bit of Torobu while we've been recording this. And I just had a boss node drop and I needed to focus just in case it was Monoyoshi. It wasn't. It was Namazuo, it's fine. On floor 50 there was a new drop, which was a new Toshiro sword, which is just what we wanted, called Shinano Toshiro. And I love him. He's my favourite Tanto.
He's wearing a garter belt.
Absolutely love him.
He's wearing a garter belt.
This Tanto was brought to you by
it's
the
a bad
letters
thing,
Q
it's hot.
and the letters T.
He's a cutie. I just love him. And
He's-
I've got
he's
my
very
new, like,
cute.
autumn nighttime background, and he looks awesome as my team
And
leader.
he's got the exact same face as Sakurai from Rail Wars,
I want the
which highly amuses me.
the event maps that we've got going on right now. I want the background from the second level, like the night,
What,
the
the,
starry
like, stars
sky,
and
space, and
Yeah,
it's so good.
it does look awesome. I might use it for the thumbnail for this podcast.
Please do. It's so good. Oh dear.
I might do it.
I can't get to the boss node, guys. It's all gone wrong. It won't let me.
So, what are you guys thinking of the lovely and adorable Shinano?
He's alright.
He's lovely. He's nice to use, but I mean, stat wise, he hasn't added anything to the table.
Yeah, but look at that face. He's so precious.
He's added
my
a
new
face to
son.
the table.
He's added a face to the table. Like the last few sort of special Tantos have all been like good and very useful. With Hakata being the fastest, Goto just generally being the best, Fudo being like very good but not like excelling in anything. He's just very good all round, like sitting up the top.
And
then
Toku's at a different level to every other
yeah,
Kanto.
for some strange reason. And then Shinano's just like, unless Shinano's scouting and survival, which we don't know the cap for yet, end up being like amazing. Shinano's just going to be a cutie pie.
He's my leader cutie pie. He's my favourite Tanto. I now like him more than Gokutai.
Wow.
Well, that's how Arashima felt.
My favourite Tanto is still either Fudo because of the journey to get Fudo, or Sayo because I'm a power hungry bastard.
Yeah, man. I just I'm a bit annoyed.
I probably
'cause
would like Sayo more, but
I'm just so annoyed by like how badly I got burnt by the underground treasure chest. Because I got to floor 50 and I got him and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Right, I'm gonna get to floor 100 and get Goto now. That didn't happen.
What floor did you get to?
What did they say? I got to about floor 60 and I was just like, sod this.
Man, yeah, it gets so much worse. I
know.
did get to floor 100 for the third time. Because I was
because
like,
you've done that 3 times.
whoever
You've done it
at
4
DMM,
times because she did it for me
yes,
once.
I have done it 4 times.
Whoever at DMM
Because when-
decided to give a rarity 5 Yari long range troops that can just wipe out your units in one go in the long range phase needs to be like, I don't know, needs to have that sort of treatment done to them.
Because the thing is, when the first underground treasure chest happened, we had no idea what the reward for level 100 would be, because it was like, a reward will be delivered at a later date. And I'm just climbing up, and I'm just like, this is so hard, because the first time underground treasure chest happened was before World 6, and we had never seen these undestroyable, ridiculous, you can't go faster than Rarity 5 Yaris before, and so everyone's like losing their minds over these ridiculous enemies, and it's like, okay, we're climbing through 100 floors of this hell with these crazy enemies. We're going to have to get something great at the top. And so I did it, and Ebby was like, oh my god, what if I get Munachika from this? And I did it for Ebby as well. And
that's the sign
like,
of a good friend.
Yeah, man.
A friend who will go to 400.
Well, it's because I knew that you would be unbearable if I got GG before you, and it was like, yeah, the reward for this was GG, and if you didn't get it and I was, you'd basically never want to talk to me again. And I was aware of that, and I quite like talking to you sometimes. And
sometimes,
so
wow.
the reward was, well, I can't talk to you always. I need to sleep.
You made it sound like I only enjoy talking to you on occasion.
On very rare occasions.
I don't really enjoy talking to you.
But yeah, the reward was a default background with a banner at the top, right? And the second time was the default banner with the default background with a banner at the top with an exclamation mark on it. And this third time, default background, banner at the top with a third exclamation mark on it.
Oh,
they're gonna have to come up with something
it's
new because they can't keep doing that.
No, it's basically because I want to have all the backgrounds, and if I miss it, I can never get it again. It's gone. It's done.
That's true.
You know?
So you're just gonna get all the exclamation
Reminds me
marks.
of- I still need those Nendoroid codes, Abby. I've got to have all those backgrounds.
Yeah. Okay. I'll find them at a point.
Yeah, like getting to... I mean, you do get a nice extra Koban packet of floor 100. I don't need any more Koban. I've got 120,000 Koban. I've got all the backgrounds.
Well, you might have needed it for the event that we thought was going to happen.
But you wouldn't need that amount. I think, like, maximum amount of Koban, if you were to do the entire thing in one sitting for those events, you'd need, like, 30, 40k or something, I think. Like, that was if you weren't using any free passes at all. Yeah, so I've done Underground Treasure Chest 3 times, and then I've gone, yeah, I did that. And I was doing it, like, last night, because I was sort of... I did the first 50 easy, because you can just do them in, like, a sitting, pretty much. And then I was doing, like, 5-10 floors a day, and then I had, like, 40-odd floors left, or something. Or no, I had, like, 30 left, and I did 30 in one day of like, the last 30, and it was, oh my god. It wasn't great. I was watching wrestling whilst I was doing it though, so that was alright. But I'm glad that that's over, and that sort of... And I didn't frippin' realise that because I hadn't played Torabu like in excess for a little while, I was like, okay, I'll finish this event, I'll do all the 100 floors, and then I didn't realise the next event would start literally the moment that one finished.
And that brings us to the current event, which has been going for like, what, 12 hours or something now?
Not that long.
Yeah, it's been going since 5 a.m.
Yeah, longer than that then. But my point still stands. What do you want to tell us about the event? Because I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before.
Yeah, man. So no one has we've never seen this event before. Like not 2 months ago or anything. We've got war training again this quickly, and now I like war training. Sure. Map 4, I never want to lay my eyes on again because I spent 50 hours staring at getting Fudo. But as what war training is, like all the things we've said good about it before are back and more in spades this time. This is the best war training expansion event we've seen so far for how interesting it is and all the cool things they've added for like Golden Week special rewards and everything. However, why put a Koban event immediately before an event where you don't need Koban because everyone's doing all this stuff and getting all this Koban, and then it's like, oh look, you don't need this Koban because everyone was expecting after the smithing thing for Juzumaru that Juzumaru was going to be available in another bead event, another regiment battle event, and this is what I thought was going to happen. This is why I recommended everyone to go and stock up on Koban, because it just makes sense. It doesn't make sense to do this event that we've already done this year not too long ago again, but I mean, I'm not complaining because I think...
I'm complaining a bit because I wanted Juzumaru to be like a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, I think lots of people did.
But nope. So, sucks to be me.
But as for the event itself and the new things they've added and changed about it, it's really cool in that before you had like a training map plus a Kebishi map plus 2 maps for like special event swords. This time, you've still got all of those things, but you've got loads more. In that, all 4 boss nodes can drop pretty much every sword in the game, except for the 3 treasure tantos, the Kibishi swords, the Kotetsu brothers, and Gigi and Kogi. So every sword in the game other than them drops during this event, basically. And so it doesn't matter which boss node you go after, you can get pretty much anything. It's just that map 2 has got a better drop rate for Monoyoshi, map 3 has got a better drop rate for Fudo, and exclusively boss nodes. And map 4 boss node is the only place to get Juzumaru. And then on top of that, map 3 has also got the virtual Kibishi for Hizumaru and Hirigakuri, so you can go for virtual Kibishi and Fudo at the same time. And then on top of that, you've got all the first clear awards for cool items and stuff. So there is a lot to do, and thank Jesus they gave us bloody 3 weeks instead of 2. Because my biggest problem with the last event, and why it drove me so crazy, was that we only had 2 weeks to do it, and you just didn't have enough time. Sure, there is more to do in this one, but you can always be doing 2 things at once. Because let's say you go into this event and you're like, I need Juzumaru, Fudo, and Monoyoshi. Go to event map 4, they all drop from that node. They might not have as good drop rates as the other 2 nodes, but you can go to that node and get all of them. And I think that's great.
It's cool.
It's
definitely
pretty good.
Cool. You've already gotten a fucking drop from it, haven't you?
Yeah, man. So I wake up this morning and I'm like, oh, cool, another event. Oh, that's strange. I just basically I opened the thing on my phone and I'm like, oh my gosh, Monoyoshi's face. Let's go get Monoyoshi. It's like, okay, look at the wiki. Okay, what do I need to do? All right, go to this one. Okay, getting to this boss node is really annoying. Because it is map 2. Getting to the boss node has been was a bit of a ball ache. And then I get him on my second drop.
About the boss node in map 2. You got him in your second drop, which is bullshit. But also, in a good way. But also, like, I didn't realise that the boss node would be from the first fork.
Yeah.
So when I took the first fork on the first time I went into it, I assumed I wasn't getting the boss node and left. And then I went to one, and it was a resource node, and I was like, oh, okay. Went to the other one, that was a resource node as well, and I was just like...
You're like, whoops. It is because back when that was the... Because map 2, they use the same maps, because that was the Kibishi, the virtual Kibishi map
wasn't
before.
it? Yeah,
and it's like, they put the boss node there, because if you can't be bothered, you just get straight out there. If you have a Tanto in your team, you go straight there, or whatever it was. And then, so this time, they kept the boss node in the same place, and so I was fully prepared. I was like, oh man, this is awesome that I get to grind this map, where literally, if I go the wrong way at the first fork, I can just reload the map and try again. And I was like, great, I can just keep doing this and it'll be fine. I can do like a boss node. I can do so many boss nodes in a row. It's not going to be a problem. And then I just get him on my second drop and I'm like, yes, those 50 hours I spent grinding for Fudo, I've finally been rewarded. And so now I can just do what I want with this, pretty much. I've been going around getting the first clear rewards. Because every sword drops from all the boss nodes, I'm like, yeah, let's just go through and see if I can get Nihongo just on the cheeky, on the easy. I'm like leveling up a couple of swords. I want to be at specific levels, getting loads done.
Do you have anyone else outstanding apart from Nihongo?
Just Nihongo. Just Nihongo and Toku-san Higakuri. Because I need to get Higakuri to level 75 to unlock. Because it still counts as another sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, when I was looking at my sword list, I was like, oh man, I've still got loads to get. And then I was like, well, no, because technically I have 6.
Yeah, like 7 of them or whatever, they're just those 2 swords.
Yeah.
I'm falling behind.
You're falling behind.
Yeah.
So what's your experience has been with this so far, Abby?
I'm probably on my 20th go of this boss node now. Like, actually getting to the boss node. And it's not going well. It's not going well. I've had pretty much nothing drop that is of interest.
I just got Kassen. Whee!
Hey, there's someone who watches these that loves Kassen, so they're clearly channeling the energy.
Someone
they
has
can
to
have him.
They can have him. Wouldn't it be great if, like, we could designate someone every time we got a Kassen, it just went to them. So every time they logged in, they had like 50 Kassens in their mailbox.
We would just ruin their love for Kassen. He's everywhere.
Yep. I have to break him so many times. Or, like, once a day you could just log in and just feed, like, 50 Kassens to 1 Kassen.
Super Kassen!
So, yeah, I've been doing this pretty much all day, and getting a little bit bored with it.
Right,
I don't have the patience for grinding like you do, but I am trying, so...
The thing is,
at
though...
least give me some credit. So really want Moriyoshi.
Because I've been hanging out in the chat on the wiki, which I didn't know was a thing before, like, whilst I was playing. And all these people are just getting so mad, and it's just like, it's been a day, guys. Like, you've got 3 weeks. If you don't get them today, you've got 20 more days.
Yeah, man.
Which is sort of what's great about it, because when it's not, like 2 weeks wasn't long enough. It meant that you had to proper commit, and just like with this, you can just log in and do a bit, and chances are you'll get at least one new sword by the end of it if you just do it super. With
the addition of Touken Ranbu Pocket Edition as well,
yeah,
you just got so much more opportunity. Because with that, like it's a big lifesaver for me. Like the amount of the game that I've played now that I wouldn't have if not for Touken Ranbu Pocket is insane. Like I would definitely say that's the difference between me getting Nihongo and not getting Nihongo, because I had all those additional chances. That was like 2 runs of 6-4 per like tram journey on the way to work and the way back, like an additional 4 or something while I'm on my lunch break. Just all these additional runs, and like you can repair people. You know, I just be like, sorry guys, just gonna nip to the loo, and then cheekily repair my guys.
Yeah, I'd agree actually. Like, I think I was sort of like falling out of practice because it's just like I'm still at the World 6 hurdle, and I don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's horrible. I remember I cleared 6-1 while I was walking to work. Like I'd got off the tram and I was in World 6 because it took longer than I'd expected. And I was just walking down the path, and then I saw it go to the boss node, and I was like, whoa! It's like 8 in the morning. I'm too tired to be this excited. Oh my god.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
But,
should we move on? Or have you got more to say?
No, one thing I do just want to say is that we're not going over the full details of what all the stages are this time because it's pointless, because we've been through all that in the last one. I've mentioned the differences, but there's a lot that's the same as the last one. So I'm assuming we've got regular listeners who will have already listened to that and have already played in that last event. But listen to episode... Was it the first episode or was it the second episode?
Episode 2.
Episode 2, if you want to get the full rundown on how this event works, because it's pretty much the same thing, just with different swords. And the only other thing I will say is that if you are most after Moriyoshi, and you are having mad trouble getting to the boss node if you've just got Tantos. Various people have found success with just playing about with whacking Odachis and stuff in there, which is what I did. So I wasn't getting there at all with Tantos, and then I made a team which was all Tachis, and that got me there first try, if you're just trying to get through it. But
I've made a fucking horrible mistake. Hold on.
What?
Hold on, are we okay? I accidentally took a really damaged sword to the boss node.
Oh god.
Okay. He was really damaged, had no items, and I was like, oh, oops.
Was he in red though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so you even clicked off the warning screen telling you've got a red dude in your party.
Yep, because I was too busy paying attention to what you guys were saying.
Oh my god.
It's fine, it's a level 7...
Wait a second. Have you actually gone through... Have you gone through choose formation yet?
Yeah. It's fine, the fight's over.
Alright, I was going to say.
That's why I was like, hold on, I need a minute. If I cry, I might need to... Okay, we good. Alan, do you have a tip of the day for us?
Yeah. Is that everything to say about this event? I think so. Yeah. I think so. Because it has only happened today and we haven't had full experiences with it yet. But we'll talk about what happened throughout the entire event after.
How much are you betting that Abby says that she didn't get Juzumaro at the end of it?
I don't know, man. You are Mrs. I got Nagasone on my second try.
Yeah, but I haven't got Moriyoshi on my 21st try, so...
Yeah. But that is actually another thing that I'm because we're jumping the gun and recording this so early, is that I don't have any drop rates on hand, because Like when we recorded last time, we actually had drop rates for everything because Touken Browser had updated, but Touken Browser hasn't had enough time to sort of get enough data to give drop rates for anyone yet. Because I really want to know what the drop rates are, because people have reported that they've got a Nihongo and a Kashi. It has happened. And it's not people just getting confused about their Tokoing, which is what it usually is. It's just like, oh shit, I got Nihongo from 1-2. It's like, no, you didn't.
I got a Munachika from the underground treasure chest.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
It's like no.
And a Nihongo.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And then they're like, I got another one, but he's not in my box. Where did he go?
My mailbox
No,
is
you
empty.
didn't. So basically, my guess with like certain super rare swords is that their drop rates on the other nodes are going to be nothing. Basically, we're talking like 0.01 or something. Basically, I think the training event that happened before Regiment Battle was basically just a map where you could train tiny swords and you got good experience from it. That map's boss node dropped Nihongo, but I think the drop rate was literally like 0.02 or something. It was just a little thing there. You're there to level up, and there's also this almost impossible chance of getting Nihongo whilst you're there as well. I think that's going to be the sort of case of like how hard it is to get him, but we'll see. And I'm very interested to see what the actual rate is, to see if it's worth doing. But anyway, Alan's tip of the day. So this is the one I alluded to a while ago.
Like, how long ago was that?
I think it was episode 2, because I didn't do it in episode 3 because there was bad timing on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because episode 3 was the Talking Pocket
Yeah,
episode.
because you went, next time I'll be telling you how to get GG, and then you went, no, I'm not, because you just got GG.
Yeah, basically, like, literally, I was like, episode 2, I was like, yeah, next week I'm going to tell you how to get GG. Next time we're going to tell you how to get GG. And then everyone's just gotten GG for free. It was pointless. Now, we're far enough away from the app launch, and you can't just get GG for free, that there are going to be people that don't have GG, missed out, and are like, oh god, how do I get GG? Short version of how you get GG is, for Christ's sake, Smith the guy. Because I'm just going to explain to you, first and foremost, why you do not want to try and grind 5-4 for Munachika, and you certainly don't want to try and grind, what is it, I think it's 6-3 or something that he drops from. His drop rate is 6-3 like nothing, but from 5-4, Munachika's drop rate at the boss node is 0.5%. So that's like a 1 in 200 chance of getting Munachika from the 5-4 boss node, which is, I think, like the worst drop rate for anyone in one of those specific nodes. I think actually Kogi's drop rate on 5-3 is a little bit is a similarly low, but the reason why Munachika's so bad is that you only have a 10% chance of getting to the boss node on 5-4. 5-4 is a notoriously bad map for getting to the boss node.
I hate 5-4. That's my input.
So what I will say to you is that with the amount of experience you get from the average trip through 5-4, the average amount of experience that you're going to gain before you statistically will get Munachika is enough to get a sword from level 1 to level 99 4 times. So you will earn approximately 7 million experience before you get Munachika if we're doing it statistically. Sure, you might get him on your second try, but you also might not. So don't bother trying, because calculating it will take you approximately 500 hours to have a statistical positive chance of getting Munachika from 5-4.
Crazy.
Don't bother. So all those people are like, oh my god, he's impossible. I've seen all these horror stories of people like having 99, like 3 or 4 teams in hopes of getting him. Don't try and get Munachika via drops from 5-4. It's not going to happen. It's a horrible waste of your time. And so it's not a simple case of, the tip isn't just, oh, Smith GG, don't do that, because I'm sure everyone has been trying to Smith GG since they first started. The way that I got Munachika when I first got him, not when I got him for free from the app campaign, was that there's this thing that I'd read a couple of people have done, and basically what you do is you save up your maximum amount of resource. So for someone at my level, it's like 30,000. But if you're a much lower level, your maximum accumulated resources is a lot lower than that. So don't spend anything. Do all of your dailies and that kind of thing. Just log in every day, do your dailies, do expeditions, save up somewhere in the realm of like 20 to 30,000 of each resource and a decent amount of help tokens, because I'm not sure if it just feels like it's making it better, but from what I've seen and from what people have reported, Munachika responds well to like smithing over and over again. Or at the very least, it feels like you're actively doing something to get him without just it randomly being this like one-off RNG thing. So you basically save up all that stuff and then smith 950 all, which has been basically reported that the best recipe with the highest chances of getting a hold of him. Smith 950 all over and over again until you've run out of resources and help tokens. And I did this and I didn't get him. And then I did this again and I got him on my second attempt of running through this amount of resources. So if you're desperate to get him and you actually want to actively work to getting him as opposed to just randomly lucking out with an Emma, this is a way to do it. So just it doesn't revolve much effort. It's just you not spending stuff and doing your dailies. And then you'll have this fun time where you're just smithing over and over again. And then it's very likely that after a few reps of doing this method, you are going to get a hold of him. And there you go.
So it'll take some time.
Yeah, it's basically it's a low effort, long time method, when the other most effective plan is just randomly getting him with an Emma. But if you don't want to actually spend money and get him with Emma and you almost haven't done anything, that's how you do it. That's how I did it. And it's also like very unlikely to get Kogi in the process because Kogi's smith rate off of 950 all is terrible. Like in comparison.
Do you remember when I got my first 4-hour smith and I was like, what if it's Kogi?
Poor Kogi.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of people have had success with that, and I've had success with that, so give it a go if nothing else is working for you.
Oh, I gotta get on the wiki, sorry. Muddy.
Are we doing a random sword of the day?
Sword of the day, so I'm gonna random page it until we get... Yay! Okay, so our sword of the day is Yamato no Kami Yasusada.
I thought
we'd
done him
Yamato
already.
No Kami.
No.
Yamato no Kami was episode 1 sword of the day.
No, it wasn't, because we didn't have a sword of the day. That was Captain.
Episode 2's then. I'm pretty sure the first random time you did a sword of the day it was on.
Okay, fair enough. Our sword of the day is Yagen Toshiro.
Yeah, Yagen!
Oh, Yagen!
I literally just started using him today, and I fucking love him. He's great.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love his...
Yagen was the first Tanto I ever really used, because he looked a bit taller than the other ones, and I was like, is he better? He looks a bit better.
I really like his battle artwork.
Yeah. But his battle art where it's like, I've only got one arm. Oh wait, it's perspective.
It's hidden.
Alright. So do you want to tell us about his stats?
Yeah, he's a bit shit.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not good. He is not very good.
Because he's been doing really well for me. Bless him.
He's got some decent sort of like peak stats and certain things. Like he's got a one of the better leaderships, so he's not losing his stuff. But he doesn't really excel anywhere. He's pretty much like towards the bottom of the pack in every area, which I've always found strange because he does look like he'd be a bit better, but he's not stone awful, but he's not good. Is where I'll put it. He is one of the worst.
Well then.
And I think the most obvious thing to say about Yagen is that his sword hilt is a Wiimote.
Yeah, it is.
It is straight up a Wiimote. Look at it. He's got a Wiimote on his sword.
Yep.
And if you've never seen that before, never noticed that before, you will now never not see that he's got a Wiimote on his sword.
Can never be unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And his bloody his cash art is amazing because he's just wearing a lab coat with glasses on, and he's like, "I'm cool."
Wasn't he like one of your favourites? Well, not your favourites, but one of your aesthetically more pleasing swords just because he had glasses on.
But before Hakata and Akashi came around, he was the only sword that had glasses in any way. So he's a good dude.
I didn't know whether he was your favourite for that, and that's all.
No, like I seem to remember, like way back in the day, he was the Tanto that stayed in my team the longest. But that was back when I was like, rarity is like how good a sword is denoted by how many petals they have. So I was like, oh, I want all 3 petal now. I've got this 3 petal guy. I want them all to be 3 petal because that means they're better.
He's cute.
So he was eventually replaced with someone silly like Yaman Baggery. I was like, he's got 2 petals, he's better.
Aww. Poor Yagan. He's cute. He's got an android coming out soon.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
They choose some right random swords to make Nendos of.
I think Yagan's actually really popular in at least Japan, which is
probably is.
The only country that currently actually has access to Touken Ranbu.
I don't think we have any knowledge of his story, do we? We haven't researched him yet.
Right. Oda Nobunaga owned him at one point, and apparently he really, really liked the sword, so it's said that the sword was with him during the Honoji incident and was destroyed there. So there's that, and then apparently, reading this off the wiki, in 1493, Hatakeyama Masanaga tried to commit harakiri by the dagger, but he couldn't cut deep into his own flesh. He got angry and threw the dagger, and the dagger then pierced directly through a yagen, which is a stone mill for medicinal herbs.
So his name is Stone Mill.
Yep. Stone Mill Toshiro.
Oh man, I'm going to start calling him the Rock.
The dagger gained the reputation for never damaging its master, but sharp.
But sharp.
That's
never damaging its master, but sharp.
Fucking hell. Okay, someone didn't rewrite this clearly. The dagger gained the reputation for never damaging its master, but sharp. That's responsible for its name.
Nice.
So
one thing I will say though is like, if anyone in the comments could enlighten me as to why he's got scissors, because surely that's relevant. Is it just like medicinal herb scissors? You use that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And why does he wear a lab coat as well? Like,
is he a doctor?
Yeah, he's a Why is he a doctor? Because
it was a stone mill for medicinal herbs.
Okay, yeah.
Is this Hatayama guy a doctor? Hatakeyama.
Hatakeyama Masanaga. No idea who he is.
He invented the Horo, which is a cloak.
Well, why isn't Yagen wearing a cloak then?
I don't know.
It's a daimyo.
They're all fucking daimyos, aren't they?
If they had a sword, they were probably a daimyo, or at least Oda Nobunaga.
It's like when you go to the the tuck shop and you're like, "What do you want?" It's like, "I want a daimyo." Because dimes are sick.
Oh man, tuck shop! I haven't heard anyone say that in years.
That's how you ascended to a position of power in Japanese feudal history.
Just give someone a fucking dime.
If you had a dime, man. You're rich.
Yeah, I don't know why he looks the way he does. This is not a job for right now. This is a job for when I'm researching him for sword history.
That sounds like a job
by
for
the
us.
way, sword history's back.
It is.
Hey.
Have you guys checked it out yet?
Whoa, self-plug. Whoa.
You should, Ebby.
It literally took me days. Please watch it.
You should put a card on this video that will show at this exact point, so it does the little bloobity blue in the top right-hand corner, and then
you can learn about some Rai swords, mate.
Yeah, okay. I talk about Hotaru Maru, so clearly it's the best video ever.
And you know what? I'm gonna start saying which ones are gonna be next at the end of the podcast, so the people who care then know.
What if something crazy happens and it changes?
Well, the next one is relevant, at least. So, the next one is going to be Juzumaru, so...
Whoa.
Whoa!
Who the hell is that?
Whoa! Wow!
Kuwabara!
The problem is, I've got to stop playing Touken Ranbu long enough to make a script, so wish me
It's
luck.
alright. Just let him script it. in his
I
words.
don't have him, so he won't script it for me.
Well, there you go. You got to get him first, and then he will.
Maybe he's already got the script. You just got to get him first.
So yeah, I think that's the end of this podcast. Thanks for listening. It was a bit of a mess because I think 2 of us were at least playing Touken Ranbu.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I was. Guilty.
Yeah, I was, so...
I've just got all my guys repairing.
You're right, but you got Monoyoshi, so it's
I
fine.
did.
If
I'm done, man.
If you didn't have him, you would have been. Let's
Of
face
course.
it.
Oh, it's so good that on the first day of the event I got what I needed, so I can just chill. I can play Lightning Returns and not feel guilty.
Yeah, so... Thanks for listening, watching, whatever it is you do.
I'd be
Leave
very worried
any
if they watched
questions
this
that you
video.
have in the comments down below, because we haven't had a question in a while, so...
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for listening.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, boys.